Have you ever looked into the mirror and asked yourself, why am I so tired of trying to make everyone happy? You smile when you don't feel like it. You say yes when your heart screams no, and you keep carrying the emotional weight of others just to keep the peace. But one day, something changes. One day, the sensitive soul inside you, the one who always cared too much, finally whispers, enough. That moment, my friends, is not weakness. It's awakening. Alan Watts once said, trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. You see, when you live your life constantly pleasing others, you lose sight of your own truth. You start to become a shadow of what the world wants, not who you truly are. But the day a sensitive soul stops pleasing everyone, that's the day they begin to live authentically. True freedom begins the moment you stop seeking approval from others. For most of us, life becomes an endless performance, a silent race to meet expectations, to fit into molds created by family, society, or peers. We smile when we're sad, agree when we disagree, and follow paths we never chose, simply because we crave validation. But the truth is, living for approval is a prison built from invisible bars. Bars made of fear, doubt, and the desperate need to be liked. When you live for approval, your every action becomes a calculated move. You measure your words before you speak, not out of wisdom, but out of fear of judgment. You suppress your emotions because you're afraid someone might not understand. Slowly, your authentic self fades away, replaced by a version of you that others find more comfortable. But deep inside, a quiet ache begins to grow. The pain of being unseen, unheard, and unknown, even to yourself. The moment you stop chasing approval, that ache begins to dissolve. You start to breathe differently, deeper, fuller, freer. You realize that the opinions of others are reflections of their beliefs, not definitions of your worth. Approval no longer feels like oxygen. Instead, it becomes a passing breeze that no longer shakes your foundation. You learn that not everyone will like you, and that's perfectly fine. The people meant to walk beside you will respect you not for your compliance, but for your authenticity. When you stop seeking approval, you reclaim your voice. You begin to speak your truth, not because it will be accepted, but because it deserves to be heard. You set boundaries without guilt. You stop apologizing for being different. You realize that your value was never dependent on someone's applause. It was always within you, waiting to be acknowledged. This shift isn't easy. The world often rewards conformity, not courage. The moment you start to live for yourself, you might lose people who benefited from your silence. You may be misunderstood, criticized, or even rejected. But what you gain in return is something far greater. Peace of mind, clarity of purpose, and the rare feeling of being genuinely alive. You discover that freedom isn't found in being accepted by everyone. It's found in accepting yourself. It's the quiet confidence that comes when your heart no longer trembles at disapproval. You no longer need to wear masks or play roles to earn love. Instead, you become rooted in your own truth, grounded, calm, and unshakably real. And it's in that stillness, when you no longer seek to please or impress, that you finally meet the person you were always meant to be. Sensitivity is a gift, not a weakness. Yet for most of our lives, we're told the opposite. We're taught to toughen up, to hide our emotions, to act unaffected when something hurts. The world often praises strength in its loudest and most visible forms. Confidence, dominance, control, while quietly dismissing the quiet strength that lies in feeling deeply. But the truth is, sensitivity is not fragility. It is awareness. It is the rare ability to sense life beyond the surface, to notice what others overlook, to feel what others ignore, and to connect where others remain detached. A sensitive soul sees the world differently. They notice the trembling in someone's voice when they say, "I'm fine." They sense the shift in energy when someone enters the room. They feel emotions not only within themselves, but also from those around them. This ability can be overwhelming, yes, but it's also what makes sensitivity such a profound strength. It means you have empathy, intuition, and depth. You can read between the lines of silence, and that makes you someone who truly understands the human experience. For a long time, sensitive people believe that something is wrong with them. They feel too much, love too hard, and think too deeply. But in reality, it's not that they are too much, it's that the world often feels too little. Sensitivity only becomes painful when it's misunderstood. Society tries to harden sensitive souls, convincing them that being emotional is a flaw. But when you suppress your sensitivity to fit in, you disconnect from the very part of you that makes life meaningful. To be sensitive is to live with open eyes and an open heart. It's the ability to find beauty in the smallest things, the sound of rain, a kind word, a fleeting moment of connection. It's what allows you to create, to heal, to inspire. Artists, poets, teachers, and visionaries, they all draw from this well of sensitivity. Without it, there would be no art, no compassion, no humanity. Sensitivity is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, between what is said and what is felt. However, being sensitive in a harsh world takes courage. It means you will feel pain more intensely, words will cut deeper, and losses will linger longer. But the same heart that breaks deeply also loves profoundly. The same soul that trembles with sorrow also radiates joy with unmatched purity. Sensitivity doesn't make you weak. It makes you real. It means you care enough to be affected. It means your spirit is alive, responsive, and open to life's full range of experiences, not just the comfortable ones. The power of sensitivity lies in awareness. It teaches you to pause before reacting, to listen before judging, and to understand before assuming. Sensitive people are the quiet healers of the world. They bring light to dark spaces and peace to restless hearts, often without anyone noticing. Their energy soothes, their presence uplifts, and their understanding reminds others that they are not alone. Yet, this gift requires protection. Being sensitive doesn't mean allowing yourself to be drained by everyone's chaos. It means learning to balance empathy with boundaries. It's about feeling deeply without losing yourself in the emotions of others. Once a sensitive person learns this balance, their life transforms. Their sensitivity becomes their superpower, a tool for intuition, creativity, and emotional intelligence. In truth, sensitivity is the soul's way of connecting more profoundly with the universe. It's the reminder that being human is not about being numb. It's about feeling it all, learning from it, and allowing it to shape you into someone more compassionate, more understanding, and more alive than ever before.